कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
Srimate Nigamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha. In this series of the Ramayana for Ramajanmabhoomi, we have crossed, experienced and internalized Balakandam, Ayodhya Kandam, Aranya Kandam, Kishkinda Kandam, Sundara Kandam. We are now in Yuddha Kandam. And in Yuddha Kandam, we have experienced the beautiful kavyam of Hamsa Sandesham by Vedanta Deshika. Followed by this, we did understand the quintessence of Vibhishana Sharanagati and Setu Bandhanam. Post that, we have been seeing the Yuddham that has happened between the Sainyam in Lanka and the Sainyam of Kishkinda, which was ably led by Rama, Lakshmana and Sugriva. Now, you may be wondering in which holy premises I am, and very much in the benign grace and presence of Sri Suryanarayana Swami. This is a beautiful temple built for Suryanarayana Swami exclusively in Domlur, which is an integral part of Bengaluru, the capital of Karnataka Pradesh. In this temple, I will be having the unique opportunity, Saubhagyam, of delineating the verses of a very, very famed composition, which is a part of Yuddha Kanda. Well, put a star around that word, integral part, because there is one pertinent message that I had to put forth with respect to this hymn called as Aditya Hridayam towards the end. For now, let us now pay our obeisances to Surya Bhagavan. Well, a beautiful classical composer in the language of Sanskritam called as Muthuswami Dikshitar has composed a composition, one on each of the Varam. Varam is a day. So the set of 7 compositions is called as Vara Kritis. Nevertheless, 2 more compositions were appended to Rahu and Ketu by his disciples, making the 7 Vara Kritis as Navagraha Kritis. The first and foremost is the composition that celebrates the greatness of Surya Bhagavan. It begins like this. Surya Murte Namostute Sundara Yadhipade. So there is a composition on Surya Bhagavan. Well, for those of you who may be wondering, in Sri Mahabharatam, which is Bharata Panchamo Veda, if at all there has to be a scripture that has to be accorded the status of the fifth Vedam, it is Sri Mahabharatam. In Sri Mahabharatam, in the 3rd Parva called as Vana Parva, there is an Ashtottara Shata Namavali, a set of 108 namas on Surya Bhagavan venerated by Yudhishthira, the foremost of Pandavas. You will all be able to remember, it is because of Surya's grace that they get a beautiful patram called as Akshaya Patram. Akshaya Patram will ensure that food is being cooked and served perennially, incessantly. Well, for some of the youngsters who may be wondering what that perennial patram called Akshaya Patram is, well, it could be like the Instapot that many of us are talking about today. That is spoken in the Mahabharatam. So we have a composition on Surya. We have an Ashtottara Shatanamavali in the Mahabharata. What is there in the Ramayana? This is where Aditya Hridayam comes into picture. Now, as we have discussed the previous incidents, I would still love the Astikas to be brushed, to be reversed with the instances of the Yuddha Kandam to tell us what circumstances led to the birth of Aditya Hridayam. One, after Hamsa Sandesham, Vibhishana Sharanagati, Setu Bandhanam, there was the annihilation, the death of many Rakshasas. It goes like this: Dhumrasha, Vajradamshtra, Akampana, Kumbhakarna, Narantaka, Trishira, Atikaya, Kumbha, Nikumbha, Indrajit, Virupaksha, Mahodhara and Mahaparshva. Many of them were annihilated. It is at that point in time we need to understand where this composition fits in. Well, there were three instances where Rama and Lakshmana were overpowered by the Rakshasas of Lanka. The first, Indrajit shoots a Nagastram each at Rama and Lakshmana. Nirantara shariravono Khadarau Rama Lakshmano Kruddhena Indrajita Veerau Pannagai Sharatam Gataihi Pannagair Sharatam Gataihi. The arrows that were carrying the very presence of Naga were shot at Rama and Lakshmana. Now what happened the first time the Nagastra was shot? Here it says that Garuda, on seeing that Rama and Lakshmana were tied with Nagapasham, came flying to that place. Tammagatam abhiprekshya Nagaste vipadadhru Yaistau satpurushau bathau Sharabhudair mahabalau. As Garuda came flying, the Nagas, the snakes that had coiled around the body of Rama and Lakshmana, excused themselves and escaped into the holes of the ground. This is the first instance. Second, Indrajit shoots the Nagastram again. Tatapavaka sankashaihi Sharairashi Vishopavaihi Vanaranamanekani Vibheda Samare Prabhu Tavapyugau Mahusharaja Putro Tam Gandamagraya Mahaushatinam Bhavatu Tatra Tada Vishalya Atasturanye Hacha Haripraniraha. So as Nagastram was shot, here taking the fragrance of the herbs which was brought by Hanuman as the Sanjeevani Parvata, both of them gained consciousness. This is the second time. There is a third time when Ravana attacks Lakshmana exclusively with Nagastram. He says, Tavanena rane shakti kruthena shivishopama mukta shurasya bhidasya Lakshmanasya mamajjasa. So, there was this astram which had the tongue of Vasuki the snake. Jihve Uragarajasya Uragarajaha, the king of snakes. His tongue was present in that astram and it went and struck him. At that point in time, listening to Sushena's words, Hanuman brings the Sanjeevani Parvatam again. So Nagastra was shot thrice. Sanjeevani was brought twice. Then what happened to the first time? Garuda himself came. Now why is this described? Now after the third time the Nagastram was used, that is when Rama gets extremely agitated and angry. He says, you have the audacity to attack my Bhagavatottama brother called Lakshmana. That is when Rama engages in a very serious and a fierce battle with Ravana. Ravana gets severely hurt. Ravana's charioteer, his Sarathi, quietly takes the chariot away, carrying Ravana away, knowing that Ravana is bereft of weapons, is extremely hurt, is extremely petrified and tired. At that point in time, when Ravana's chariot is taken away, that is when Rama also looks visibly tired. That is when Agastya Maharshi comes on his oath, comes to the presence of Rama and says, invoke the blessings of your Kula Devata. When I say Kula Devata, not Sri Ranganatha, the one who has been the progenitor of his race, who is Vivaswan. Get the blessings of Surya Deva. And then he starts giving Upadesham of Aditya Hridayam. And this Aditya Hridayam forms an integral part of Yuddha Kandam, and it is highly respected, recited, venerated, memorized by Bhaktas and Astikas throughout the world. That said, we need to understand the greatness of the person who taught Aditya Hridayam to Rama. Who is the person who taught Aditya Hridayam to Rama? Here is where there is a mention of Agastya Maharshi. Agastya name is not new to all of you. You remember in Aranya Kandam, when Rama visited the hermitages of Sutikna, Sharabhanga, Valmiki and Agastya, Rama, Lakshmana and Sita visited the ashramam of Agastya. So where did they visit the ashramam of Agastya? It was very close to the foothills of Vindhya Parvata. Vindhya Parvata forms a beautiful circuit in Madhya Pradesh region. So as they visited one ashramam after the other, they visited the ashramam of Agastya and Agastya's brother. That is when they guided effectively to a beautiful hamlet by the banks of river Godavari called as Panchavati in the current day city of Nashik in Maharashtra. So here we have Agastya Maharshi meeting up with the trio there in Aranya Kandam. In Kishkinda Kandam there is no mention of it. Towards the end of Kishkinda Kandam there is a mention that Agastya is performing penance in the southern hills. Hanuman go visit that place and check his Sita is there. So there is a mention of Agastya as a name. Who is Agastya? We know from our Puranas that when all the deities and the kings and the bhaktas visited the Himalaya Parvata to attend the marriage of Parvati and Parameshwara, who is Ishvara, that is when they were all extremely gathered and celebrating the event in grandeur. And that is when Lord Shiva understood that all of them have come to one place. And the southern part of the country of Bharatadesham was lacking a great personality of great tapas and austerities. That is when Shiva commands Agastya Maharshi to go south. Interestingly and incidentally, when he left Himalaya Parvatam, the other set of hills called as Vindhya Parvatam, it seems that competing with Himalaya Parvatam to grow in height, to arrest the growth of Vindhya Parvatam, Agastya goes and says, he is a Kumbha Muni. He was earlier called Kumbha Muni, born of a pot. Kumbha Muni goes and says, see, I am going in the southern direction. If you keep growing Vindhya Parvatam, I will not be able to have a glimpse of Kailasha Parvatam. So don't grow until I come back. The Parvatam, Vindhya Parvatam, wanted to respect Kumbha Muni so well and said, sir, until you come back to the north, I will not grow. So Agastya crossed the Vindhya Parvatam, Kumbha Muni crossed the Vindhya Parvatam and went further south, which is southern part of Madhya Pradesh, full of Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So these are all the states that are south of Vindhya Parvatam. So Agastya crossed all these places. As he went further, he arrested the growth of the mountain, right? A mountain is generally called Achala, Agaha, since it doesn't move. So the Utpatti is Agam Sthasyati Nabhati Idi Agastya. The one who has arrested the growth of the Vindhya Parvata is called Agastya. So who is the one who taught Aditya Hridayam to Rama? Agastya. When was it taught? when Ravana left the battlefield because of getting very worried and tired, and when Rama himself was tired, he needed some booster, some energy to be given by Agastya. So it is at this juncture Aditya Hridayam was born. And what more about Aditya Hridayam? Many episodes in this holy temple for you all to listen. More in the next episode.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.